Hello and welcome to the section Working at the Command Line. In this section, we're going to be covering the most important PowerShell commandlets, getting to know the common parameters, reading from and writing to the host, using the pipeline and the $_ variable, exploring more about PowerShell providers. Hello and welcome to the video using the most important PowerShell commandlets. And to me, the most important PowerShell commandlets we can use are those that help us to have PowerShell teach us more about working with the objects and the commands in PowerShell. So we're looking at get command, get help, and get member. These three commands, get command, get help, and get member, are the three commands that since PowerShell version 1 have been available to help people learn how to use PowerShell right from within PowerShell. Get command lists all of the commands that are available to your PowerShell session. The idea is you just type in get command and then you can use a filter such as out or file or any part of the command and you'll get what commands match that pattern. You can also specify just by the noun. That's the part of the commandlet that follows the dash. So we've got in all of the commandlet style naming structure, we've got verb dash noun. So if we wanted to find which commands are available to work with the process noun, we use the noun parameter of get command. If we wanted to use start, we could see what commands we can use to start something. We can also use the module parameter to see which commands are available in any specific module. Modules in PowerShell operate on groups of infrastructure or have a common core that it works with. The PowerShell get is all of the commands that work with scripts, PS repositories, and downloading and finding modules. So all of those, let's give a little bit more space here. All of the commands that work with those modules are located in the PowerShell get module. You can also use these together. So if you wanted to know what commands were in the PowerShell get module that help us to find things, using get command to be very specific in streamlining how fast we can focus on what commands are available to us. Now that we've gotten the commands that you want to run, we can use get help to learn how to use them. The help files that PowerShell uses to display all of the information about the commands can be downloaded because it, just like PowerShell itself, can also be updated, and you may find that the help file is not reflecting the most up-to-date information that's available to you. So you can use update help, and by using update help, it will go out and download the most up-to-date versions of all of the help files. You can also specify which modules that you want to include the help for. And finally, I'd like to mention that get help has an online parameter so that you can always open the latest version in a browser. So we've used get command to find the commands that we want to run, and we've used get help to find some examples on how to use them, how to update our help so that we have the most up-to-date versions. But to better understand PowerShell, you'll want to know all about the objects that you're working with. So let's look at something we all work with in system administration, processes. Get process will return a list of processes, and it actually returns a list of process objects. PowerShell handles those by displaying them to the screen. Boy, that's too many. That may have just gone a little too fast. Let's look at the code processes. That's a little easier list to look at. PowerShell handles these objects by displaying them to the screen. But a process object has a lot more details than just these fields. Here we can use get member. If we use get member, it will show us the properties that the object has. Again, that's a lot. That's just, I know that went too fast, made everything hard to see. Here we can use get member to learn about all these process objects so that we can see what else we can learn from. Here are part of the properties of a process object. And here are several of the methods that a process object has. And you won't always know what every property means, but when you use get member, you at least have a chance. Here in the process object, for instance, there are a lot of properties that I don't know what they mean, but there are some others that I'm curious about, and it might just tell me the information that I'm looking for. We can use the select object commandlet to filter properties out of an object to only display those that we care about. So from the get member, we can identify some properties that are not displayed by default, and then we can use select object to display them. Again, that list was so long. Here we go. So in this video, it's a fast video, but I wanted to show you how we could use those 3 commands, and we'll use them a lot throughout this course. Find the right commands, to get help on how to use those commands, and then to find out how we can work with the objects that the commands produce using get member.